activities and the rest. So I want us, no matter how the case may be, let us appreciate them, so that next time they will do better or more. That is my point.
Almost, I want to salute the effort of the editorial board. You are trying. We are only saying that your effort is not enough, which is womanly. On the issue of 3 people publishing a paper, it is very, very critical at this time, because no law is passed when offenders are lined up. I am thinking that this issue will be discussed in this house today and decision taken today. But taking decision yesterday and start affecting it today, you caught people unawares. We are encouraging peer writing, and we now come here now and we find peer writing. So I want to suggest that all the papers that we have today should please be considered. Then if we resolve in this house today that from now, any 2-3 people, that means everybody write your paper. That is what we are saying. And yet you are encouraging peer review. Secondly, in fact, the editorial board have tried in ensuring that papers are published. But please, what we are saying is, even though some papers are not publishable, return it to the owners. When you return it to the owner, they know their status, so that when they are talking, they will not cry with us. A lot of people are crying that they send paper, I will not write paper for 9 months, we will send paper, it was not returned. So please, whichever one, no matter the nonsense in it, let us have it back so that we know our position on a particular paper. Then, I would want to ask, sir, so let me stop here.
They want. No echo. How many certificates are they entitled to? Only one. Do we agree that you accept that only one certificate should be issued to 3 people?
Yes.
That's where the confusion is. So you must register fully to get the certificate. Are we okay?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right.
Before I go on, I just want to make some observation. When we are in a meeting like this, we should also recognize our past leaders. I was the National Secretary for 4 years, 2006 to 2010, and we really struggled to really see that this association is up again. So whatever they say, let us give our leaders recognition. Then, on the issue of this publication, I think you have always been having a stand. Let us have conference fee. Conference fee is general for everybody. So other people may come and may not present any paper. But if they have come and they have paid 10,000 naira conference fee, 5,000 naira conference fee, then they are qualified for a certificate of attendance. Certificate of attendance based on what they have paid. If 4 people have presented a paper, it is there that one certificate will be given with the title of the paper. With the title of the paper, whatever they want, they can have it on. But that conference fee, let us still go back to it. Because I know that has been the whole practice. You come, you have the conference fee, which is flat for everybody. 10,000, 5,000, and if you don't pay, it means you have not attended the conference. Finally, now I want to talk on next year's election. Sorry, just a minute. I'm not talking about them, I'm not campaigning. People that have not been coming for meeting, let us take note of that. Because by next year now, people will rush people to whatever situation and place. And so we should try as much as possible to make sure people that have been attending are given the opportunity to serve. Then so that all our leaders that have not become past presidents, please, it is better we get in touch with them. You cannot pass president and you go and we don't see you again. Thank you very much.
The national secretaries or executives, if present here, could join us on the high table. Okay, you want to stand for? Only stand for recognition. Okay. Doff your cap, doff your hats. Now, these people have worked assiduously. They have made their contributions. And I pray that they continue to make their contributions. You find that these two speakers at least have said one thing or the other that looks like it's going to tilt our discussions either to the left or to the right. That is their own expressions. I pray that more leaders will come up. The younger ones, I don't know what you are doing. The next one, please. All right, come up.
On the existing protocol, I want to start this way. Sir, in the past conferences we have been attending, whenever we are given our conference material, we see past journals inside those materials. I don't know why this time around it is not so. Like you said, within these 3 years, we have published about 10 journals. Now, why I didn't clap, or most of us didn't respond positively, because we have not seen those journals. Ordinarily, we would have shouted, we would have had us at the top of our voices. Now, like today, we have been giving bags. There are no past journals, as it used to be in the past. So please, I would like you to clear us on that, sir. Then, sir, please, I don't know who is the editor-in-chief. Because in the past, I remember those days when Professor Keziah used to be the editor-in-chief. Sometimes if you have issues, you will call her, disturb her, bother her. Then this time around, sir, if you are the editor-in-chief as well as the president, it will be so much work on you. And though you will be coordinating, by the time you hear from one person and another person, sometimes you may forget one or two things. If you have some other lieutenants you are working with that are helping you, they may help you to remind you one or two things, or you can even push it to the editor-in-chief. Have you done this? Have you done that? So I wouldn't know. I'm not saying that you are the editor-in-chief, but at least to help us, sometimes we may call. You may be the one to pick the call. As we have some other person we can lay our complaints to, we now know how to disturb them. If when our papers are not published, at least by the time we complain to 1, 2, 3, 4, they will help us to know. At least it will help to remind you of what to do, sir. Now, sir, coming to that registration, as my elder brother rightly said, now we know we belong to some other associations in as much as this is our mother association. And the way they do it and what happens in other associations in our schools. We know that most often, like some of us that are coming up, looking up to you people to encourage us, to motivate us, to make sure that we come up with required publications. Now, most of the time, when two people publish, now, like I have some papers when I was registering. Now they told me, oh, this person is not in this conference. He didn't attend this conference. Now it was said there is room for extra certificate. There is room for extra certificate. Prof, as you rightly said, maybe you have to agree on this. I'm giving my own view on that. They said, what you may not bastardize certain things. I was thinking that if you have 3 papers, 3 authors, maybe the 3 people co-authored a particular journal. My suggestion, Prof, is that once one person has registered, we may allow, just give a room for extra certificate. The person may not be a member of this association. So that is my own suggestion. I know it is obtained some other places. Now, if the house so wish, we can agree on that. That is my humble suggestion, sir, that once one person registers, we may not go giving extra certificates so that we can't just maybe bastardize the whole thing. Maybe one person registered and the other 2 are expecting to have extra certificate. No, I don't think it is wise. But if one person can register and give room for 1 extra certificate, just only 1, I think, Prof, that is my humble suggestion. So that is why I'm appealing. It's an appeal, so that let's come up with these suggestions. Like you said, I was one of those that complained bitterly. So, Prof, that is not wise for you to tell me, like somebody is a member of the association. Most often you see people sending their paper year in, year out. They can't come to this place. but they get the papers published. But some of us sometimes we may even come, like some time ago, I have a paper that it was reviewed. It was sent back to me after making the concept corrections. I paid my money, but it was not published. I paid the money after the corrections. So that's why I'm saying, sir, please, on this certificate, sir, so that we now know what to, if I'm coming back next year, let us be well guided and be well informed, so that there's no room for rumor or bitterness or rancor. God bless you, sir.
By issuance of certificates, many people will not attend this conference, but they will get certificates for their promotion. Is it right? Is it right? It is not right. Many people will not attend the conference, but they will get certificates and they will use it for their promotion. I don't think it is right. What about the case? I'm interested in your case of paying for publication and the paper is not being published. I'm interested in knowing the year and whoever was the editor as at that time, and we can do something about it by finding out. All right? True. I thank you very much for all you have said. We make amend. Next, those who have the journals, you find 2015, you find 2016, you find 2017, and some have 2018. But all I'm saying is, these four in the series are too recent just to be put in your bags. Those who have published in them will have and take home their own. Now, let me just say one thing. The last in the edition, which is volume 25, number 1, 2019, is already in the cloud. Somebody said online. It's already online. It's already online. But we cannot risk taking that one out, putting them in the bag for some obvious reasons. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm happy. You said you will come in when the heat is getting hot. The issue of the chief editor or editor is being looked into. Your managing editor since 2016 was inaugurated and sworn into office about maybe 17th of April 2016. And she's making the little contribution she can. But let me tell you, the life of an association like this is the journal that will turn out. The managing editor was a doctor, now a professor. Immediately she became a professor, she became the director of entrepreneurship. She became a head of department, combined with the church activities. What would you want to do? That name is still on your journal as managing editor. In some cases, you may find editor-in-chief. But I assume the position of editor-in-chief as the president of the association. And this I borrowed from my former president of the association. That is Professor Ian Abia. He's sitting next to me here. If you find anything wrong with that nomenclature, please advise me. We are going to modify, we are going to change it. I'm still explaining that your managing editor has been a professor as at early last year. But unassuming to that position, she became a director of entrepreneurship in the Southwest. And at the same time, she's combining that with church activities. What will you do? Will you allow the journal to die? We can only allow her to do and function as much as she can. Otherwise, you will not find enough journals rolling out as it's rolling out now. I thank you very much.
I'll still beg to stand on existing protocol. Like I said in my first speech, is an organization like this draws strength from the General Assembly. Now, changing nomenclature, I think idea should be sought. But what is confusing me is when the former editor-in-chief was promoted, which we are all happy, I know that we still have other brains among the professors who could take up that seat. Instead of, like my brother here said, you putting everything on you. And it is weighing down on you. It is weighing down on your activities as a national president. The office of national president is quite a burdensome office. To add this editorship something. I know when Professor Kezaya was the national editor, she was actually suffering. So now you add this suffering plus the suffering of national president. I mean, is it not too much for you? So I think that we have brains that could take up that work and do it, and you supervise them. So we would suggest that, please, distribution of work will be better.
Thank you very much. Contribution is ready. We look for a way out of it.
Yes.
Standing on the existing protocol, sir, I want to go back to some issue of having three authors per paper.
Face us, why you talk?
Hello? Okay, about the issue of having three authors per paper. I looked into one of the journals and I saw where they wrote, you can send papers any time of the year to the editors. That is, starting from any moment you can send, whether conference or no conference. So I'm asking, is this journal only for people that attended the conference? If you're not in the conference, you don't need to send paper. But like in the other journals where we publish, we send papers online, three authors, and we pay for the vetting publication. So if you are applying for other journal, why not? Even if you are attending the conference, if you need the certificate, you pay for extra, we pay money, 2,500 naira for extra certificate. If you are here.
For the problem of extra certificates now, I think we'll sit down and deliberate on this and we'll inform you of our decision on that. All I'm saying is this: we don't want to belabor the issue of extra certificates. We don't want to belabor the issue of extra certificates. If you attend a conference in person, you can get your certificate. But we want to look at the problems that are associated with just giving out certificates without attendance. We'll sit down and look at that and we'll communicate back to you. Thank you. The last person? No more. There's no
confusion on the issue of payment of 3 authors. There's no confusion on it.
We are going to look into that. That's all.
The idea of somebody staying in the house and getting certificate of participation does not, I mean, it sounds very bitter in my ears. If it is certificate of participation, then for somebody to earn that certificate, he or she must participate. It's not certificate of publication. The article, if 10 people co-author a particular article, and one person represents the 10, and you issue 10 certificates of participation, how justified are you?
Hello?
Is it proper?
Hello?
When the article is published, the names of the co-authors will be there. Definitely, if they are not participating, unless we can establish the justification for issuing certificates for those people at home. If we cannot, I mean convincingly, if we cannot, then I think that issue should not arise. Thank you very much, my national president.
Well, thank you very much. That is the way we think. If you don't attend, what do you want to do with the certificate? Promotion, but you did not attend. I think we should just close this chapter here. Thank you very much.
I will try my best.